Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Dina and today is Saturday. It is April the 4th. I have been stitching and I have to post my pictures tomorrow because I'm gonna change, I think, and do another project. And I think we're allowed to do that in the Stitchathon. Anyway, I thought it would be good though to show you what I had accomplished in the evening, yesterday evening. We start about 5 o'clock, I think, is when the Stitchathon began. And then what I was able to get stitched today. So here is my Christmas garden. I'm loving this piece. Absolutely love it. It has given me a couple little surprises. It's my first sampler style sampler. My first one was a Manor Inspirations, and that was a very specific kind of a nod back to that lifestyle and honoring that. But it wasn't a traditional sampler. This is much more traditional, and it's the first one that's really spoken to me. I don't know why, but I am thoroughly enjoying it. So I'll show you what I was able to get done. I was able to add this flower here onto the big flower. I was able to come across here and get all these little gold stars, I guess is what they are, in this tree. And I was able to come over here and stitch this flower motif and this little one and get my husband's initials in. So what I've been able to accomplish today, believe it or not, I've worked my way all the way across. I now have to move my scroll frame. I could work a little bit more on this flower pot maybe, and I could start a deer here and here, but I would run out of room just like I did with this flower pot. I couldn't finish that one because it's too close to my curve there for the rod. So I just came on across, and this open space here now is a flower and a flower pot down here that again runs down too low. So I think I'm just really ready to scroll this up a bit. But I am loving these 5 colors. It's only 5 colors, but it's beautiful. I did this stitching not only for the Stitchathon, but I used this to do my scavenger hunt with, and I was able to get 3 I guess prompts, as you call them. I was able to use this, and I stitched for 3 different things that we had to take pictures for. One of them was a lampshade, and one was something blue other than a sky. And at that time, yesterday, I had on a blue sweater, and I put my sleeve next to my stitching and took the picture for something blue. And then today, I bought fresh bananas at the store, so I had a fresh banana that I could lay next to my stitching and not be afraid it was going to stain it or anything. And so I did the banana prompt. So I've done 17 prompts out of the group so far, and I think there's like 50 or 60, 50 I think, in that first tier. And so I'm just working on them right now when I'm not working on prompts for weekly challenges or monthly challenges in either 24 Hours of Cross Stitch or Cheryl McKinney's groups. So it's sort of my fallback, like I used to do the extra credit stitching in School of Magical Stitches. But today, getting 927 stitches in over the last day and evening, I think has been really good. I'm very happy with that, and I'm really happy that I get to scroll this, and I think I'm gonna actually scroll it a little bit before I put it away just to get to see it so it's ready for the next time. Anyway, so the other thing I will tell you is that before this weekend, our vet's office was still open for emergencies, and the groomer was taking appointments as well, but only, you know, you had to call from the parking lot and she would come out and get the dog that you let, you know, walk to her. And you still had to stay 6 feet apart and just tell her what you wanted done. And Coco needed grooming badly. Her hair had gotten quite long and was beginning to mat terribly. And we had to wait an extra time because of her dog bite. It had to heal before she could go back to the groomer. And so we were able to get her groomed Friday, which is why I had the time to do my stash dive, because she was at the groomers, I guess, on a grooming table. But anyway, I'll put a picture in of her at the end with her new hairdo. She's precious. It's her summer cut, and I hope you like it. Well, happy stitching. I hope you have a great weekend, what's left of it, and I will talk to you soon. Good night. Hi, welcome back again. This is Dina, and today is Sunday. It is the 5th of April, and the 5th of the month means that it is full coverage on the 5th in Stitch Mania. So I picked up one of my full coverage pieces to work on today, and you can imagine I picked up Friends since it is a gift, and I'm trying to make sure I finish it this year. I hope I can anyway. It's just taking a very long time because there's just so many stitches in it. It's not difficult for me to read the pattern anymore. I've kind of gotten used to the handwritten pattern, but it just is a lot of stitches. For instance, today I have done 2 prompts in Cheryl McKinney's group, and I stitched 427 stitches for the first prompt and 432 stitches for the second prompt. Now, of course, all those stitches are going to count toward my stitch-a-thon this weekend as well, but that's a lot of stitches for me in a day. I was able to eke out, you know, almost 8 hours of stitching today, which is wonderful. So here's a reminder of what it looks like. And when I left off last time, I had stitched his shirt, and I had started working on her dress at the top, her little sleeves and pinafore. And so that's where I left off, and the window was just about ready to start this cross piece there. So today I just decided that I would start from one side and work my way across, just pick a color that I wanted to work some on, and that might have maybe a bigger block of color than normal, maybe not quite so much confetti as her top was. So here's where I got to today. I started over here and I did his arm, and then I did some shading in here in his pants, went on across and picked up her arm, did some more shading around her arm, came across, did more of her pinafore. I actually did color completion for 2 colors in her pinafore, this bright red orange across here, and then this off-white that's some of the folds in her pinafore. And then I came on across and I did do the beam across the window, and I actually even went down and started working on this piece of wood. I've got one more color to complete that. But I went ahead and had enough stitches for the second prompt, actually more than enough, and decided that I was a bit weary. I'm tired now. I'm not used to stitching that much every day anymore. So I'm just really pleased with how this is coming along. And this is the page break right here. So her pinafore, that color is to the page break. This is all down to the page break, and this is at the page break. So I am slowly but surely bringing all of the colors down to the page break. And then I can start over, because that's really about halfway there. Believe it or not, it's only halfway there. It's not going to be the pleasant surprise that my Jim Shore was when I got the second page and only had this much left. It was like, wow. No, I think this is halfway. So, but you know, it is April, And so hopefully I'll be able to finish this year for Christmas. Definitely, I think, for her birthday by next March. But I really would like to give her something this nice and this much work for Christmas rather than her birthday, because that tends to be what we do the most for. Anyway, I hope you like it. I also am planning, once I get this entire page completed, to go back and do the little bit of back stitching in their faces. There's some in their faces and clothing, and a little bit in the wood grain and the window pane. Not a lot, but the bulk of the back stitching is up here. All those leaves are back stitched. So I thought it would be nice, once I finish this page, to go ahead and do that much of the back stitching so that this entire half is complete. And then I can work on the bottom half. So that's Friends. Now, tomorrow is Monday, and based on what I've been working on, it would be time to do another Advent animal. So the one I'm going to work on is Cashmere Camel. If everything goes well and I get time to stitch, that's what I'll be starting tomorrow. So I hope you're having a great weekend. I think I'm going to total up all my stitches from yesterday and today, put those in the stitch-a-thon, and take a breather. I'm going to spend some time with my family. My son's home today, and he's been napping a lot, so hopefully he'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed by supper, and we might even watch a TV show or something as a family. So that sounds like a plan to me. Happy stitching, everyone. I hope you're all well, and please stay safe. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina, and I am delighted to be able to come back with you today. It is Tuesday. It is April the 6th, and I have a finish. It's a small finish. But I started Cashmere Camel on Monday. She was my next Advent animal, and I was trying to make sure that I kept that going from where I started that in March Madness. And so I got her done today. She did take me 2 days to do. I didn't have as much stitching time on Monday as I would have liked, but here she is. I think she's adorable. There were a couple of things in here that weren't in the other animals, and that would be the Lazy Daisy bows on the 3 packages. And it was interesting because on one it would be 3, on another it was 4 ply, and then this one was supposed to be 5. I think I did 4 and called it good. Anyway, I thought she is adorable. I love her green eyeshadow, and I also love her pink toenails. She's very, very feminine. Her red lipstick. I think this one might be mine. Someone had said something before about seeing me with red lipstick almost every video, but she's got rocking that red lipstick and her green eyeshadow and her pink toenails, and I do that many times. So maybe she is my spirit animal. I don't know. But Cashmere Camel, I think she's adorable. I did use her for a prompt. I had to stitch on something that was egg-shaped, so I said I felt like her hump was quite definitely egg-shaped, and I counted my first 400 stitches toward that prompt. I'm tickled that I was able to fit her in on this fabric, so that's 6 across, which is fabulous, and I just think they're a precious set of animals. And so we'll be starting the 7th one in the near future, and I'll start a new row. So lovely. I've thought about cutting the top row off, but I think it would be easier to hold and put in my Q-snap or a hoop if I have more fabric rather than have it right at the edge at the top. So I'm going to leave them there. I'll just be careful with them as I go and see how they do. That is my finish for the day. I'm going to be starting on something else here in a little bit. Today's plan is to stitch on something else that will help me meet a prompt, and I haven't even looked at it to see what it was. I just went ahead and took the morning to finish this one up so it would be done. And I will go ahead now and post it to Stitch from Stash. I've already posted it in my prompt, and then I can move forward. Coco is barking. I hope you can't hear her, but she sees her dad working out in the yard, and she thinks he's forgotten her. She doesn't realize he doesn't want her digging while he's busy in the yard today. So she's in the house with me, and she doesn't want to be in the house. She wants to be outside with her daddy. But we'll remedy that soon. I will talk to you soon. I also wanted to let you know I thank Kathy Haberman for teaching us how she ties her scarf, because I'm wearing one tied like hers today. I'm rocking her scarf and enjoying it. So thanks, Kathy, for sharing that. I appreciate it very much. I love to wear scarves, and I always love to find a new way to tie them. So I will let you guys go, and I will talk to you soon. Happy stitching, everyone. Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Dina, and today is Wednesday. It's the 8th of April, and I am back again to share a little progress with you on one of my whips. I was working on a prompt today, and the prompt was to work on a project that you have that is being worked on by a lot of other people in our community. So something that's popular. So I know most of you will recognize winter Quakers. And there's even a sale going on, I think, about this. But I started mine just a little while back, and I was surprised when I went back to find my picture of the last time that I took a picture of it to see if that's where I left off, if I needed to take a new picture for my starting picture or not in my sale. And as it turned out, it was at the same spot, so I was okay. But it's been a while. It's been a while since you've seen this one. It's been a while since I worked on it because I got sidetracked, on a couple of finishes. So it's getting back to working on all my whips. I'm going to try to touch as many of them as I can before May because I'll be doing so much work on new starts for Mania that they won't get a whole lot of attention. They'll get it one day, and that's about it. So here's where I'm at on my Quakers. Winter Quakers, and I'm tilting it a little because of the lighting. It's hard to see. I've got it rolled pretty tight up here, but this motif was done except for the dark diamond shapes in here. Those weren't done yet when I started on it this morning, so I got those done first, finished up this motif, and then I went over to all these snowflakes. There are 7 snowflakes in between here. There's one there, there's here, 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 here. 7 little snowflakes. And then you get to your next motif. There are Algerian islets in this motif and Algerian islets in that motif. So for specialty stitches, I'm trying to get it close enough for you to see them possibly, because they're done with single strands, just like the snowflakes are done. These are Valdani threads. They're 3 ply, but for the snowflakes and the Algerian islets, they only call for one of the 3. So it's really, really tiny, very thin. So that's what I got done today. I was really pleased because it was 578 stitches. So I was actually over the top of my prompt. The highest prompt for that was 500. And so I was able to bust that out today. I'm really happy about that. My husband had taken Coco to the park, and I had also a committee meeting for church today that we did over Zoom. And so I've had a busy morning, and now it's evening and I'm done with my prompt. And so now I have some free time. So I think I'm either going to make some project bags for all these Mania starts, or I'm just going to pick up something that I can enjoy stitching and kind of rest for the evening. But I will let you know as soon as I have anything to share with you. I'll come back and show you what I did accomplish. Well, I hope you're having a great week. I know I am, and I am enjoying my stitching. So happy stitching, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina, and today is Thursday. It is the 9th of April, and I'm here to share a couple of pieces of news with you. The first is that I got to meet my friend Glow today for the first time virtually. We have talked via emails and comments back and forth on my videos. And we've been emailing each other quite frequently, but it's like she and I spoke today and said it's a little different to have a conversation face to face when you can ask all the questions you want to and give all the details you want to, than it is when you're just trying to do a short email or comment on a video. So today we got into Zoom, and the two of us met each other face to face and talked about cross stitch, how we fell in love with it, how we got started with it, and how we both found floss tube and how much it's enriched our lives, and now it's brought us new friends. So that's sort of the silver lining of having this time at home, is reaching out and doing more of that. And so I just want to thank Glow for taking the time to talk with me today, and we've promised next time we'll actually put a stitch in. So after our conversation today, I decided to do a little stitching, and I pulled out my Christmas garden by Blackbird Designs. And I'm very excited to see this picture tonight, because when I started, I had my scroll rods about right up here. I was working, I had just finished this tree and the little motif here. So today I came back over here and I was able to start working around here, which is, I think, a good third of the piece maybe. So here's where I'm at. I was able to finish the pot there on the beginning of that row. I had just had the first, I think, row done. And so I filled all of that in with the two colors that were there, and I got the first of the two deer done on this row. And so I'm just working my way across. And when I finish this row, then I will roll the frame down again, and I will start working again, starting with the border. But this one is a pleasure to stitch. It goes quickly. There are only 5 colors in it, so you're not changing colors that often, and it went really, really well. So I was able to get my number of stitches that I needed. I needed 400 for the prompt, and I got 428 in those 2 big pieces. So I did fine there, and I'm going to put it away now for the evening. We're having a family night tonight. My husband went by Redbox and picked up a movie, and all 3 of us are going to watch that and just kind of hang out together. My husband is out walking Coco and letting her get a rest, a little bit of exercise, and then when she comes in, she'll probably be more likely to let us sit and watch a movie. So that's all I have for you today. I think that I have a bit of haul on the way from Julie McConnell. I'm looking forward to getting that. And I have placed an order with Keepsakes to get some threads I need to kit up the rest of my Mania, where I was missing a few things. And I do want to say too, a big thank you to one of the lovely people that were watching my Mania video, and I didn't get her permission to give her name, so I won't, but she knows who she is. And I showed my memorabilia and said, oh yeah, it has beads, I gotta order the beads. And she sent me a message and let me know that she had stitched that before and had plenty of beads left over. And so she's mailing me the beads. Now, thank you so much. That is very, very sweet. Very kind, very thoughtful. And I just really appreciate it. So those are all of my good news stories, everything that's going on. It's been a wonderful day today. Had my, fun time getting to meet Glow, and then had a lovely dinner with my family, and now we're going to have family time together, which is nice. And so, no more stitching for me today. Uh, I will start again in the morning. Tomorrow isn't the day that I also get to talk to my sister Stephanie. I'm excited about that. I don't think I've mentioned to you that we celebrated her birthday and she was able to open her gifts. And I think I have a picture of how I finished off the Lizzie Kate Three Little Words for her. I kept four and I gifted her four. And I've shown you mine. They're on my mantle. But now I think I have a picture where I can show you hers and in the basket that I put them in. And she loved it. And then, of course, I also gifted her the dog lessons. No, the to-do list, the My To-Do List by Lizzie Kate, because I just thought she would enjoy it, and it so embodies her personality and her positive frame of mind, and she did like it, and I'm very happy about that. Here's the sad thing. It got there with it was framed. I had already framed it. And it got there, the glass was perfectly intact, but the frame was not. It had popped it apart at the corners, but she was able to get some handy Gorilla Glue and put it right back together. And so I'm grateful for that, but I was so sad that it got there in bad shape. But when you mail things, you can't always protect them. I had wrapped it in a box and in another box for protection. She said it was beautifully protected, but somehow it hit just on the right, I guess at the right angle. I don't know. But fortunately, she was resourceful and was able to fix it. And so she's enjoying the to-do list. And so we had a wonderful party. We celebrated her and her birthday. And I'm so excited that she enjoys getting things that I stitch. Makes it fun to do that. So I'll let you guys get back to stitching. I'm going to get my sewing room ready for in the morning for my next project that I want to start on. And then I will get ready for the movie night. Happy stitching, everyone. Bye. Hi, everyone. How are you? Today is Friday, and I have decided to do a quick update for you and show you a couple of things I've been working on. One of the things I had to do this past week was make another mask so my son would have another mask to wear back and forth to work so we could wash one. And I felt like the first one I made it right by the pattern he found was a little bit small on his face. And so I made the second one a little bit longer and it covers down to his chin. So that one looks like it's a little more comfortable for him. I don't know. I also made the elastic a little bit longer so it's not so tight up against his face. Because really this is strictly to walk in the door and get to his place, his department. That's the only time he's wearing it. So I think he liked it. But while I had my sewing machine out and ready and warmed up, I decided that I needed at least one more project bag for Mania because I didn't have a project bag for all of my things. And one of the things I have noticed over time is that most of the project bags are around the same size that you buy. And sometimes I have a big project and I'll have a much bigger floss box that doesn't fit well in a smaller project bag. For instance, I'll show you, this is my Sleepy Hollow flosses. There's a lot of them. And if I put this in a small bag with vinyl in it, the vinyl will tend to fold around that box because I put everything in a basket and it pushes up against each other. So I've decided to go back to all cloth bags that I make or buy in the future, not vinyl fronts. Even though I love to be able to see what's in them, I'm creasing the vinyl by the way I store my floss. And I've tried floss rings, and with bobbins, I don't enjoy that. with hanging threads, it's fine, but with bobbins, it's not good for me. I feel like they get really messy looking and the threads just go everywhere, and I don't like it. So today, or this week, when I had my sewing machine out, I made myself another project bag. And I made it elongated. It's not quite as long as the one I did for my big 14-inch Q-snap. This is more for an 11 by 11 Q-snap. But I had these scraps of fabric and I had some iron-on interfacing. It was pretty thick, so I went ahead and just used it up. It's thicker than what I really like to use, but I thought it was really cute. Grabbed a couple of, pardon me, buttons out of my stash and used them just with a ribbon to close this up. So all you have to do is unwrap it and go. The inside is a beautiful purple with little silver butterflies. I thought that was really pretty, and it's sort of a seersucker. So that's the inside of my project bag. So this is the bag that I decided to make over the weekend, just sort of trying out this size, and I don't need too many this large, but now, you know, for the one project that is big like that, it's going to be the right thing for me. And then I'll just loop that around and have it closed. So there's that, had that done. Then I've been stitching, and I have been working on some prompts, and so I wanted to share those with you. I was able to work on 3 different prompts with this Sleepy Hollow. I actually pulled Sleepy Hollow to work on it today because there is a Facebook challenge in Cross Stitch Finish Line to stitch on something dark. And I don't know if that means dark fabric or dark subject, but this does both, so it didn't really matter. And so this is why I chose this one for today. And then I went out on the Cheryl McKinney's group, and on Fridays is when she posts the new challenges. And so I went and pulled out the Diamond Challenge today, and I looked at the prompts on it. And I was so surprised because one of the prompts was to stitch on something with actual orange threads. I don't have too many things that have orange thread, but this one does. Another prompt was to stitch on a piece that actually has the letter M in the picture that you're stitching on, and this has the Headless Horseman, so it has an M on the picture, so I was able to meet that. And another prompt was to stitch on something that has a flame, and that has a flame. So I thought, wow, I wish there were bonuses in this week, you know, for putting so many on the same whip, but I was able to do that. So all total today for all 3 prompts, I wound up stitching 819 stitches today in this piece. So here's where we are now. I brought the tree on down. I started actually back stitching the tree for one of the prompts. I counted every 2 back stitches for 1 stitch, for 1 cross. I had to do the orange, so I wound up doing 3 of these pumpkins. I'm not sure, I think it was these 2 and this one, actually, because it looks backwards to me. And to get to this pumpkin, I had to stitch that bat. And to get to this pumpkin, I had to stitch that bat. So that's how I got so many stitches in today. But I think it looks great. I'm excited about it coming on down. And as I finish working more on this tree and get it finished outlining, then I'm going to be ready to move over here and start the star of the show, the Headless Horseman. So that's where I am on that piece. A lot further than I expected to be today, but I'm really happy that it worked out that way. So that's what I've been up to. That's what I've been doing the last couple of days since I talked with you. And I will go ahead now and wish you a very happy Easter if you celebrate. We do. And my son and I were talking today about what we wanted to do Easter Sunday. as far as our plans for what kind of meal did we want to prepare and to celebrate Easter. So I'm grateful that I have one more day so I can go shopping and pick up some things, because I had not, I'm avoiding grocery shopping as much as possible. And so I've been emptying out our freezer and emptying out the cupboards. And I discovered today, though, the only thing I have left in the freezer is some chicken breast and a couple of pieces of fish. So I've done a good job. So I'll have to go do a little bit of grocery shopping tomorrow, and that's okay. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope you're staying well. I am enjoying being at home. I don't mind. I'm not stir crazy. I don't mind staying home because I stitch, and that's just more time to stitch. And my husband, who really gets stir crazy, has been kind enough to do the bulk of exercising our dog, and also any erranding that has to be done at all, like run into the post office, or even going by the grocery store for me a time or two for an item or two that I really needed, that I'd run out of and didn't note it. So we're doing okay, and I hope you are. Stay safe, and we'll get through all this together. Happy stitching, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tina, and today I am going to be doing a bit of a stash dive for you. I have recently reorganized all of my stash, and I thought it would be a good time before I put it back away to show you what I still have in the wings that I hope to stitch someday. I thought, since it is spring going into summertime, that I'll start with patterns that remind me of spring and summer, rather than do something by designer or by subject matter. I felt like putting them in the categories that I like to store everything in is what I want to do. So I'm going to start first with my kitted or partially kitted projects and show those to you, and then go into patterns after that. So the first one that I want to share with you that I hope to start sometime in the near future is a lavender and lace. It's Isabella's Garden. This was gifted to me. Thank you very much. After seeing that I had the companion piece stitched and in my sewing room, someone contacted me and asked if I would like to stitch this, and I said yes, and so they sent me their copy. They were finished with it. So I have taken the time to kit this up, partially anyway, and get the fabric, and I'll show you what I've decided to put with it. And thanks again, Melody, for the gift. This is a fabric by Under the Sea Fabrics by Leslie, and it is a 32 count linen, and it is called Properly Primitive. I hope you can see that color. Yeah, that looks pretty close. It's a brown, there you go, with green, just lovely piece. Very subtle, little tiny splotches of orange. Anyway, I think that will be absolutely beautiful together. So that's what I'm gonna put it on. The next one is also a gift. This was a pattern exchange I did with Megan, Stitch in May. She wanted to stitch my Flowers of the Holy Night and asked if I would be interested in a pattern exchange, and I said I would. So she sent me, or gave me, so here's the Fairy Moon pattern. I've seen this done. Several people have done it, and it's been absolutely beautiful. And I have selected a fabric to put this on that I think will look fantastic with it. And it is gingerbread. It is a 32 count Lugana. And it's not overly dark. I think it is absolutely beautiful. And I think this will look very pretty on that. So I have not kitted it up yet. I just have dedicated the fabric to it. And I have it in my to be done sooner rather than later pile. Once I decide that I want to do the piece, I go ahead and try to put my fabric with it. And that helps me because that's the most expensive part usually of kitting a project. If you don't have a lot of treasures and beads anyway. Okay. My next kitted project, or project that I've got on the to do sooner rather than later list, came packaged beautifully. This was a gift. A lady brought this to our stitching meetup. Thank you, Jennifer. And she had it fully kitted. This is called Dogwood Lace. Isn't that gorgeous? This almost made it in my Mania start. It still may, who knows. Anyway, I'm doing that on the fabric that she provided me. It's 28 count cream linen. There you go. We've got a light coming in from my window now that's blowing out everything. There you go. And the called for threads, which are Weeks Dye Works. Isn't that beautiful? And it's called Baked Apple. Lovely. I think it's just absolutely lovely. And what's the rule? You got to have a red sampler going on at all times. And I don't have one right now, so that may have to come forward as well. And when she gave me this, her mom made this gift bag for her to give it to me in. And I've kept it in there because I think it's the prettiest little thing I've ever seen. So it's my project bag. You just tie it together, draw it up and tie it together. All right, so the next is one of the drawn thread, and it's actually one of 4 that I have. I have spring, autumn, winter, and summer in this series. And I think Blitz Stitch has stitched or is stitching one of them. And I already have one in Mania. I have the, is it spring? Autumn. It's Autumn Arbor, sorry. And this one is spring. Isn't that beautiful? And I don't have fabric with it yet. I think I'm probably going to use a neutral that it calls for. But there's spring. I have these all in one bag so that I can keep them together. This is summer. And again, I don't have fabric with that, but that looks pretty neutral, and I'll probably do it on that color. And then I do have one that I had thought I might use this fabric, and I've got to pull the threads and see how they're going to look, because I can't tell from the picture if this is going to be okay or not. But this is Winter Arbor. And the fabric I'm holding for it, in case it'll work, is Twilight Blue, 32 count linen. Isn't that beautiful? And if those blues look well on that fabric, I think that will be gorgeous. So I'm just keeping them all on 32 count so that they are similar in size. And I don't know whether I will finish them in a way like Priscilla and Chelsea where you can swap them out, but I'd kind of like to do that. We'll have to see. I'll have to get creative. And then my next spring and summer piece that I want to share with you, you've seen, and it's slated to be started on World Cross Stitch Day, and which is August 14th, and it is the Cross Stitch Nation. And I have had a lot of fun kitting this up, and I'll go back and look at it one more time before I stitch it. But I'm stitching this on the other half of my Ophelia Joblin linen. My Ophelia linen is what I stitched my Ashley's Roses on. So it's got yellows and pinks, really pretty linen. It's a long piece, so I shouldn't have any trouble stitching it on there. And what I have done is I've gone through some silks that I was given, and I pulled silks to match all of these dresses. Different colors, different DMCs, just various colors to see if I can make them look like the pattern. And I'll look at them one more time and make sure I'm happy with them before I start it. But that's for August 14th, for World Cross Stitch Day. Now, I have a few more patterns and kits and things in my stash that are still things that I love and would like to stitch someday. I haven't started kitting them unless they're already kits, but they're things people have given me or I've gotten in off freebie tables or I've ordered over the years, and I'll just share with you what I have left in that category. This is a Lizzie Kate, and it's the a Flora sample snippet is what it's called, and the name of it is Be Silly. Be silly, be honest, and be kind. I think that's just really cute. I think that would make a pretty card. This I got at the Fancy Works retreat that I went to, the very first one they held. It was a door prize that I won, and it's called Song of Spring, and it's a limited edition kit. It is a Lizzie Kate, and I'll turn it where you can see the actual design on it. It comes with everything. It comes with everything to finish, the whole 9 yards. And this just screams Easter to me, and I may have to start that for Easter. This was a kit that I chose when I was contacted by mybobbin.com and asked to evaluate some of their products. And I have already stitched a biscornu from them, and I am working on the beautiful tree, the happiness pattern that's the cherry blossom tree. And that is one I have kind of off to the side right now since the trip to Japan was delayed. That was to be a gift to my husband upon his return from Japan to home from Japan. And because of my son's health issues, they couldn't go. And they still say they're going to go down the road, but we'll have to get well past all the travel restrictions and things. So it's still just hanging out there. In fact, I have it listed to work on one day in Mania just to get a little more progress on it. But this was the third and final thing that I had selected from the mybobbin.com. And it is a beautiful piece. I don't know what the first word is, Sigoi Goi, delight or something. But anyway, this is it. And it's a kit number 1228, but it's all in a foreign language. I cannot make it out. So it doesn't have the name of it. The designer is Alina Kolmakova. It is a Riolis kit. But anyway, my thought is that I might do these separately rather than front and back. And I might make them into biscornus because I think these would be absolutely beautiful biscornus. So that's my plan for that. And then I have a funny little Mill Hill kit, spring bouquet pin. I collect ladybug things, and so does my sister Stephanie, so one of us will probably be getting that one day. And this I got off a freebie table. It's a cricket collection. And I do have a little tree that I put Easter eggs on every year, and I've made Easter ornaments for it, and I do have a bunny on the top of it. But I think that is a cute one that I could stitch to go with it, to maybe have a picture that sits off to the side. And it has both. It has two patterns in it. One has the middle solid, and the like this, and the second one has the sweater like a decorated egg in the middle. Isn't that cute? I thought that was a really cute. Pick that up. This is a Biscornu pattern that I have had in my stash for a while. I was going to stitch it and then got busy on other things and haven't gotten back to it yet. And since then, I really have determined that I like the Biscornu that Beth designed. And is it called Brown Bird Biscornu? Anyway, I've ordered it. So this one is going to go up for a gift. So if you are interested in the Crossed Wing Collection Chipping Sparrow Biscornu number 68, which is the bird nest with the little eggs in it. It has the fob in here as well. Just put on your comment below that you would like to stitch the bird nest or the Biscornu. I'll grab either one for you. But this is a gift for watching my stash dive today. Okay, another spring pattern that was a beautiful gift for my birthday from Kathy Morrison, and I haven't had a chance to stitch it yet. It's a gold collection petite, and y'all know these are beautiful, and they're usually full coverage. This one is, and now that I'm doing a little more full coverage, I might be brave enough to attack it. That's why I haven't started it yet, and but it's still in my spring collection. And then this is a beautiful piece. It's the Herb Garden by the Drawn Thread. It's not one of the 4 seasons, but I think it's lovely in that it's got the whole garden across there. And I've seen someone doing this recently, and I'm so sorry I can't remember. I've been watching so much FlossTube. But anyway, this is a beautiful drawn thread piece. And this is gift number 2. So if you're interested in this piece, the Herb Garden from the Drawn Thread, then just let me know that you would like to stitch the garden. This is another little one that I was given by Vanna, and she asked if I would like to stitch it or if I'd ever stitched it, and I hadn't, so she shared it with me. Anyway, I have it in my stash to stitch, and I just think that looks like a wedding to me. It's actually called Quaker Birds, but I think it would be pretty for a wedding gift, you know, to have someone do like a wedding sampler with that and just their names and the date at the bottom. So I'm kind of waiting to see if I need that for someone that I know well enough to stitch that for. And then this was a special gift. Again, Donna gave this to me. This is Rose Arbor. And she found it and said, do you want to stitch this? And I said, ooh, I love that piece, but all that white. I have done the big wedding dress in all white and beads, and I thought, I don't know that I want to do that again. But she reminded me that I could do whatever color I wanted, which is true. So there's a future conversion coming. Be a while, but that's down the road a little bit. And then this one almost made my mania as well. And so I'm thinking this may be on the really short list, you know, to start. This is a Prairie Schooler, and it's the Where There Are Bees pattern. I just love it. I think it's a beautiful sampler. And I have it in the spring and summer. I could have put it in my samplers. I think I will. Keep them together. And then this is funny. I won this in a giveaway, I think on someone's channel. Anyway, no, I got this from Cheryl McKinney's group. When I got to pick what I wanted for my tokens, I think this was one of the things that I picked. And I was going to start this year for St. Patty's Day, and I let it slip up on me, and I didn't get it fully kitted. It comes with the fabric, which is an opalescent fabric, but I didn't have it kitted, so I didn't get it done. But I hope to do it next year, so it's kind of on the short list as well. And then, you know me, I like a little whimsy, and I'm thinking for my house, there are a couple of these pictures that I could do for my laundry room, and I'm thinking that would be fun, which would be this little angel hanging out the clothes and this little angel ironing. I think those would be cute in my laundry room. And you notice those colors kind of go together. My laundry room isn't a particular color, it's just a very neutral color, but I'm thinking that those colors would look good because they match a lot with what I have in my house. So at least those two might get done. So I think they're precious, and I like Alma Lynn. I know that some of you might think she's a bit dated, but I think her whimsy is great. And so those are the two I'm interested in that one for. And then this, believe it or not, was on the freebie table at one of our sewing get-togethers here in Gainesville, and I couldn't believe it. I even asked the people at the table, did someone lay this down by accident? Or are they going to start this here today? It's just absolutely gorgeous. If I'm not mistaken, this may have been stitched by Luda. Luda? Let me know if you stitched this. It's the Oriental Splendor, and it is a gold collection kit. And I'm saving this for a special occasion. When if I ever reach 5,000 subscribers, I'm about 40 or so, 47 or so away. The last time I looked, I think this would make a wonderful item for a celebration of 5,000 subscriber giveaway. Never been opened, fully kitted, beautiful, beautiful piece. So stay tuned. And if you know people who aren't subscribed, tell them to subscribe so I can give that one away to you. Well, that is the end of my spring grouping. So I'll take a break from here, and don't forget, I got 2 giveaways today. One is the Biscornu, or the bird's nest, and the second one is the garden by the Drawn Thread, the herb garden. So put a comment down below if you'd like me to put your name on the list for either one of those. And thank you so much for joining me again today for this part of my stash dive.